Get the fuck out of my driveway now! You want me to put a baseball bat in your fucking windshield? I'll do it, because you're in my fucking driveway! David, do you want to fucking get this cunt out of my fucking house? Or our house? I will seriously fucking put a baseball bat in that fucking cunt's windshield. She is fucking not welcome here because she fucking makes me feel unwelcome. And she... Dude, no, she pisses me off, man! Like you fucking literally don't even know who the fuck you are!
I'm amazed at how calm I am. Just come in the other room. You can let it go. Come on.
Knowing my luck, that glass would break if I ever got on it. And unfortunately, everyone's coming with me.
I will explain this to you. If he is a danger to David, we can remove him. We need to do something to establish that. Get a statement from David. Understand what's going on. He said he's not threatening me, he's threatening the girl. Well, the girl's on Salt Spring, she's not here. So under law, not something I have control over, we cannot hold this guy in custody. We just can't. We release him on paperwork, we release him on a court date, we release him with conditions. But this is listed as his home address. He's allowed to come back here until he gets evicted. Separate matter, if he does something to David and David says, calls us, I need help, this guy's been aggressive towards me, we come back and arrest him.
Has he been
we
aggressive
can give
towards
conditions.
you at all? Has he been aggressive towards you at all?
No.
Okay, then we can't do anything about that. If he does something to you and you're fearing for your safety with him, and we come and find the grounds to arrest him and we arrest him and take him away, then we can put conditions in place because you live there, he's not allowed to come to you. Does that make sense?
So you're
but
saying
the girl that he's threatened is on Salt Spring.
He's only threatened Suzanne?
Yeah. Well, no, he threatens his girlfriends too. He's a
she doesn't
drug
want to talk
addict.
to us either. And the problem is when they don't want to cooperate, we can't just go to the judge and say, this is what we heard or this is what we
They
saw.
arrested him last night.
And he's allowed to come back here because this is his house. So I want you to listen to what she said, work with the owner of the house,
Somebody's going to have to get back.
and he's going to have to get it. You know what would solve this? This guy gets evicted.
Yeah, but then
You heard. It's a civil matter. You let this wingnut come and live with you. You did. And now you have to deal with
wingnut
it.
City.
We do.
Yeah,
Hello, I see it every day all day,
Yeah,
David.
you do. And you can't
This is
do
the
anything
least of my
about it.
bad
And
problems
you can't
right
do anything
now.
about it.
I do my best. I do what I can do
Your
within the
best is
parameters
$100
of my
million.
job.
That's
But
what it
David, what have
costs.
you done to kick this guy out?
That's my business.
Exactly,
That's
and you
my
need to take
business.
care of it. You can't
I
expect
am
us to do
taking
it.
care of it.
Wonderful.
I didn't call you.
I know you didn't,
call
but you're yelling at us that we're doing
I'm not
nothing.
yelling at
And
you.
I'm explaining to you everything I'm trying to
You're
do.
explaining me stuff
The
that you
neighbors
don't
called
know
us
what you're
because he was
talking about.
screaming.
Who was screaming?
The guy that lives there.
The neighbors heard the guy screaming?
Yes, everyone can hear him down the street. He screams so
that's
loud.
not enough to sort of maybe put him in the Eric Martin or something?
No, oh my God, if
Or
we could do
threatening
that.
people with a baseball bat. That's not enough either.
But if he's
And
lost his mind,
and
or
they
You want to
hear
give
that.
us a statement, and we can put charges on him. That's
So
great.
this
But
is a
Suzanne's
perfect
not
time
here.
to give them some kind
I'm
of a
not giving them
statement. No,
anything.
listen to me.
So
Give
I'm
them a
gonna
statement, and
wipe
now
my
they'll
hands
have
of
like
it.
a history.
I feel like I have
It'll
tried.
start a history.
I'm
then
not
they
gonna
look at
force
the
it.
things they
They've
go, okay,
already
we got
got
a
it.
history of this guy.
And the guy's going to continue doing
This
it.
is
And,
what
and
I'm going to
sometimes
tell
he
you.
might,
Give them a
he might
statement.
act on his threats.
Okay, so give them a
And they
statement.
didn't act on it
So
before
you're
they knew what they
witnessing
knew.
me trying to do what I can. Thank you so much. What's your name?
I don't do.
I'm Erin.
I don't believe it.
Okay. I understand you're frustrated. I would be frustrated living with this guy. I would.
You
But
got
I'm
it all over
trying-
your city. You
I'm-
got it all over your city, and you can't do anything.
Do you think little old me by myself
hard
can
to get
fix
somebody
everything?
who's
I'm
li-
trying
who's
to do
living-
what I can.
Your
One
living
thing at
may
a time.
depend on maintaining the situation the way
One
it is.
thing at a time is what we can do. I
Yeah.
have given you options. You can give me a statement. We can talk to Suzanne. You can call and get this, call your owner and get this guy evicted.
I called the media already. I'm trying to get the media involved.
What are the media going to do?
They're going to expose the situation.
What situation?
The situation that you're not acting on when
Oh
a
my
guy's a
God.
threat.
Okay, I just want
The
you to
guy is a
understand
threat.
that I am here trying to get a statement. What's Suzanne's phone number? Let me try and get a statement from her. Like, let's do something. But
need a
either way,
statement.
but can you explain to him that either way, this is his home. Unless we have a reason, he
Yeah.
will come back here after getting released
get it.
from jail. So this is his address. So he will come back here.
What's your RCMP?
Yes.
Yeah, I actually left you a text message about to give me a call.
All right.
Because apparently you were at the courthouse a little bit earlier today.
Yes, I'm looking for Joel Gold. Is he senior crown counsel there?
Well, yeah, I'm just a police officer, so I'm not too sure about that. I can give you the Crown Counsel's number afterwards. I just kind of wanted to chat with you briefly about kind of what happened at the courthouse.
Yeah, I'd like to talk about that too. What did happen?
Well, some of the staff said that you threatened to kill a tenant.
I didn't know.
No. Okay. Anyways, what they told me was that's kind of what you and your friend both said. So naturally,
You and my friend both said? No, I did not say that.
You didn't say that? Oh, okay. Because they said that you said it, and also your friend said it as well.
No, that's not correct. I have a recording of that meeting, and I did not say that.
Okay. Yeah, I just kind of want to chat with you about it, and I do understand you're having some tough times with your tenant.
It's ridiculous times with my tenant. Also with traffic. I'm having ridiculous times with traffic, as is everybody else. We have a system that is not working.
Yeah. Yeah.
You roll up the windows again. Well, is anybody going to do anything? Are you guys all just getting paychecks to maintain this?
Yeah, I'm not too sure. I guess you live in Saanich, so it's kind of more Saanich's deal, because I work in West Shore personally.
Yeah, well, West Shore, I think, handles Saanich police, don't they?
Oh, they handle what, sorry?
Don't the West Shore police handle Saanich? Isn't that Saanich police in West Shore?
No, we don't handle Saanich's. No, once you, unfortunately, once you cross that bridge on Admiral, then you're in our jurisdiction, but on the north side of, once you get onto Court Road West and further north, then Saanich deals with all those properties. So,
I'm closer to West Shore than I am to Victoria in terms of distance.
Yeah, no, I do hear you. I just hope that you can kind of go through the right processes, and I hope that, because I do know that civil processes is going to take a long time to get through.
It's ludicrous. It is ludicrous. The whole police force should be fired.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Yeah, what are you guys getting a paycheck for if you can't cooperate and get rid of one nutcase?
So did you end up saying that he wasn't covered under RTB, is that correct?
Yes, Section 4 of the RTB guidelines.
But he's not covered under that?
No.
So if he's not covered under RTB, then why can't you just force him to leave?
How do I force him to leave?
Well, I'm just kind of wondering, because, so if he's not if you're not covered under the RTB, if he's not a legal tenant, then, what is he doing there?
He's occupying space not with my permission. He's trespassing, and the police will not move him.
Why
The
aren't they going to move
police
him?
have let him threaten a woman with a baseball bat. They've already got a domestic violence charge against him. He threatened me with a knife, and the police are incompetent and negligent in not dealing with him.
I just can't understand why Saanich wouldn't just force him out. If he's not covered under the RTB, if he's not a legal tenant, and if he's just kind of there, then why do they say, hey, get the heck out, like you're not a legal tenant, because you need, a legal tenancy to be there.
I have a recording from the Saanich police saying they will not remove him. And even after we have filed informations on him, these threats that he has made to people in the house, they will not remove him. In which case I say it is sabotage. They're sabotaging me. Is what they're doing. They're trying. This is some kind of a police operation to force me out of this house.
But David, if a homeless person comes into your house, you should be able to call police and have the person out. Is that right or no?
Well, he was a person I was renting a room to, and when he threatened my friend with a baseball bat, I told him he not to be there anymore. I says, I don't want you here. And he's been staying unwillingly there, bringing people in, just being like a little truant, and threatening me with a knife, and the police will not do anything. I was on CFAX today, and I explained this to Adam Sterling, and I went to the West Shore Police. I went to this police station to file a restraining order on this guy, and she told me it would take at least 60 days before you can get before a judge, and he has at least 60 days before he has to be compelled to come before a judge. It's ludicrous.
But a peace bond isn't going to help you with that, though. A peace bond is just a no contact order.
Well,
That's not going to get you.
he can't be living in the same house with me with a no contact order.
But what you need is like an eviction. But like, can you tell me about like the agreement that you had with him when he was renting a room from you?
His dad called me and asked me to put him up. He was in Camel River. I gave the guy my truck. He came back, and this was in May. And then shortly after that, the ambulance brought him in. He did an overdose. And he drinks, and he screams at his girlfriend to the point where the neighbors called the police. The police came down, and they've been coming down. I don't know. They've been 5 or 6 times at that house with multiple cars. At one time, they had. Then his girlfriend, I believe, set fire to the shed in the back of the house, trying to kill us, and it's just been pandemonium ever since. I had people don't want to live there with him. I don't want to live there with him, and I'm telling them to leave, and he won't leave. He just says he has rights, and he's going to stay there. The police that came, I filmed them. I got them on camera saying he has rights, and I said, you're wrong. And they said, no, we're not wrong. He has no rights there. I have taped.
But just tell me, what kind of agreement did you have with the fella there?
I rented him a room for $700 a month, and I had trouble getting that off of him, and he just has been bad all the way.
So you agreed to rent him a room, like what kind of time frame? Like month to month, or is it year to year?
Month to month.
Month to month. So it's kind of like if he doesn't pay the rent, whatever it is, like they're not like that's basically it. Because if it's a month to month, then you could say at the end of the month that you're done. Is that right?
That's what I did, and he hasn't paid for August, and he was short last month. So
here's kind of I don't want to step on just toes here a little bit, but like if the RTB saying it's not their problem,
right?
Because like then if it's not their business, it's not their problem. Because that's how you evict people through the RTB, and you send in notice and everything else. But if it's not covered on the RTB, then as far as I'm aware, they're just trespassing.
Exactly. What am I supposed to do? Like, I don't want to get violent with them. I'm not into doing that.
No.
And the police should be acting on it. So why don't you call the police and find out why they're not acting on it?
Well, I don't want to step on their toes. That's the problem is that I've no jurisdiction where you're at.
Well, listen. I was on CFAX today, and if they publish that on the news, it's not going to look very good for Saanich to be putting up with this guy in this house. And now I'm thinking about going back. I put a help sign on the road to try and get some neighbors involved, and they come over, and they said, we're scared of this guy. We're like, he's screaming. He's a lunatic.
Because I don't even know, like, if it's not under RTB, then what's the eviction process? Because I don't even know what the process is, because the eviction process has the full, like, the RTB gives them whatever it is notice, but if they're not covered under RTB, then what is that process?
There isn't one. There isn't one. No.
You're 100% right, there isn't one.
Right.
So it's like, what are we doing then?
Well, what I was advised by the RTB, they says when he goes out, just lock the door and put his stuff out on the lawn. And he threatens me if I touch his stuff, and he's got a dog. So I don't want to flip him out. The guy's a flip. I'm not into doing that. So we thought we filled out all this paperwork. And we go in there, and they tell me it's a $100 deposit, and we won't be able to get you any information for 60 days. You know, at which point my friend said, just get a gun and shoot him.
Right.
Like that's what my friend said.
Yeah.
And in a normal, and probably in normal circumstances, that's what you would do.
But obviously your friend was joking. Like, your friend wasn't serious about that.
No, of course not. No. We're going to make him a cake for his civility. You know.
Yeah.
You know. No, you call the Saanich police and ask them why they're not doing their job.
Well, I'm not gonna.
You don't want to step on their toes, right? You don't want to. You don't. So what's the point? What's the point of justice if you can't have any?
Yeah, I don't know what to tell you because.
What would you do if that was in your house?
Well, like that's the thing about it is that if somebody didn't have a rental agreement, then you really are like if you're a tenant, you're putting yourself in a very difficult situation because you don't have any rights under the RTB.
Right. Yes, but he doesn't seem to understand that. And the Saanich police don't seem to understand that either. They're denying that as well, and so they need an education. Somebody has to educate them. I was going to go in front of their station with a shame you police on it. I might even do that yet. That might be my next move.
Because honestly, I had a file yesterday which is kind of a little similar, where this guy didn't have a full rental agreement with his landlord, and I said, well, that's too bad. Like, you don't have any rights here. You gotta go. So he got in his car and he got the heck out of there, and that's basically that's it.
Yeah, well, you can do that with normal people, but when you get somebody who's not normal, then you don't get that. When you get a mental case, you got a problem, and this is where the police should get involved and deal with this. Except maybe this is a personal vendetta against me.
Yeah.
It's just like Trump said, like it's a personal vendetta,
Yeah.
and the police should answer for what they're doing.
The hard part with their situation is that if they're not going to help you, they should at least tell you, hey, this is the right pathway to go, because I don't think doing an A10, that's going to be the right pathway.
What's that? What's that, shooting him?
No, A10 is just like that peace bond that you were talking about before.
No, of course that's not. 60 days, you got to wait 60 days for that to take effect, and then you go before a judge?
Yeah, no, I don't think that's it, but if they aren't gonna do anything, then they should at least say, hey, listen, this is how you evict the person, and kind of give you some steps for that.
No, but the normal way, like if I was evicted, you would hire a sheriff to come in and put locks on the door and would remove all the stuff out. That's the way you would normally do it, which costs about $5,000.
Sure.
That's a normal way. Like if I like had $5,000 to spare, I would hire a sheriff to remove his stuff.
Right.
That's the normal way you do it. But nobody is going to help anybody in this system when they can get away with what they're doing to me.
Yeah.
Like this is placing the police. They're losing credibility, and then they're losing accountability. Like they're not accountable. And we filed informations on his threats, and they don't even get back to us. I ask them for a piece of information. They say it'll take 30 days. We have 30 days to respond. I mean, how ridiculous is this system?
Yeah.
And no police officer that is worth his salt should go along with the system and think they're justified in getting a paycheck for maintaining this kind of an authority.
Yeah.
I mean, this is ridiculous. He's already got a history of domestic violence because the police told me that on the phone. And it wasn't even me that called them. It was the neighbors that called him because of his violent behavior. And I've got a witness downstairs now that says that, he's fighting during the middle of the night, and yelling. I mean, it's I can't believe how ridiculous this is. And everybody's allowing it to go on.
Yeah. Yeah, well, David, I feel for you, and I wish I could do a little more to help you out. But all I'm doing is talking about the witness state to the courthouse, and that's really about it. So, I just want to wish you. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Say again. You want to talk about my friend threatening to kill him, which was but you want to threaten me with threatening, you see, which is one step down the road from him, 2 steps down the road from him threatening me with a knife and threatening my friend with a baseball bat. And they don't do nothing. They do nothing about that. So where's the accountability in the police force?
Yeah, you can always file public complaint.
No, that's bullshit. The public complaint is absolute bullshit.
Yeah.
It's total bullshit. The process is ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's all ridiculous. So you know in yourself you're going along with a ridiculous system that is not working. That's why I'm thinking I have to get the neighbors involved in dealing with this because the police are useless.
Yeah. Yeah, well, sorry, I'm really sorry going out there, Mr. Shabib, and I just kind of want to wish you best of luck with however you choose to kind of deal with it, and just take too much longer here.
Well, we'll see. We'll see what happens. All right, thanks for calling, and at least you know the rules. And a lot of people could call up and they don't even know the rules.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, thank you, sir.
Bye.
I think this was made like a couple of days ago.
Help doesn't change this. I've explained your options to you at length. I've explained them.
Can you turn
We
that down
talked
a little
about
bit?
it. You stormed out of the office. I've tried to explain it to you.
On the side
I've
with me.
explained it to you, and you're not listening.
Tell me now. What are my options?
When it comes to your living situation, it is a landlord-tenancy act matter. It's a civil matter, not a police matter. This is something that you need to either go to the tenancy branch, or if you can't get the proper assistance there, then you need to, I would suggest you hire a lawyer to look at a civil process to have unsavory tenants of yours removed.
Oh,
I highly encourage you to seek legal counsel that can help you with this, because your interpretation of the law is not correct, and it has gone from, like you said, you've gone to half a dozen to a dozen police officers this week, including the mayor's office, including my chief of police, all the way down to myself and to other officers, and you're getting the same message, which is why you're so frustrated. You're not listening to what you're being told.
Oh, I am very much listening to what I'm being told, but what I'm being told is wrong.
Well, then go seek out legal counsel.
Oh, I have the
And
best.
pursue
I have the
your
best.
matter.
I am quite capable of understanding my own situation without the need of a lawyer. In fact, I think I have a pretty good grip on what's going on, the way the system works, and it's not working. The problems that we got are they're not magnanimous, I'll tell you that. The processes we got are leading to ultimate destruction of everything in nature that we value, and it has to change. And the government is in control of the direction of the people, but the way the government is elected is a fraudulent process. We have improper
Is there
government.
anything, Mr. Shabib, I've heard you say all this before, and it changes nothing. Is there anything specific that you wanted to speak to me about, or is there any assistance that I can offer?
I'm bringing you up to date on what's happening.
I don't need to be brought up to date. That's not how this works. I don't need to be brought up to date.
You're
I
supposed
do not.
Well, you will. Okay,
I do not.
you will.
I do not.
Tell the whole truth.
That is the truth. I don't need to be updated. This is
tell the
my
whole
matter
truth
that
now.
I spoke to you.
You got a
I told you
situation.
your options, and that matter has been concluded, and I have moved on.
You have a
You have
situation out
options
of
that you
control.
continuously refuse to listen to, and
Oh,
you're
I listen
continuing
to
to
you.
call me and to talk about the same thing over and
But
over
you're not
and over
dealing
again.
with it.
I don't
You're
need an
negligent.
update.
You're not dealing with it. You're not dealing with the situation. You say you don't have the authority to deal with it.
That's correct, and you calling me does not change that.
I'm bringing you up to date on the circumstance as it's unfolding, with negligence by police.
That's not how this works. Please stop calling me. If you need actual police assistance, I am happy to talk to you, but you do not need to call me to update me on your living situation. It's a Landlord-Tenancy Act matter. Seek legal counsel. Go to the tenancy branch. Those are your options. If a crime occurs, at that time, you call the police. You don't yesterday, and you can speak to them. But you do not need to update me. That is not going to help you. It's not a wise use of your time. Do you understand that?
I have no problem understanding it. I don't. I am who you do, John.